Smino has now just dropped his brand new album, Maybe in Nirvana, and very short notice in my opinion. I mean, it's been like a week and all of a sudden he's just like, by the way, I'm dropping an album. And this album sounded nothing like I would have expected it to sound like. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about this album, breaking it down, giving it a rating. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'll get some cranberry juice, some Cheerios, and let's get right into this video. So back in high school, I used to stay up every single Friday midnight just to hear the brand new albums that would drop. And I kind of stopped doing that for quite some time because I'm getting old, bro. Like my back does not feel the same. My elbows and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We got everything that can bend is now in pain and agony every time I move too much. So I get tired easier too. Like I fall asleep in the middle of a conversation like a grandfather. And I stayed up for this album and I was so loopy and tired that when I first heard this, I did not know what I was hearing. Because if you've heard any of Smino's other albums, a lot of them are way different. A lot of them are, I think this is his shortest album to date, his shortest album. I think it's almost like a mixtape in a way because how experimental this is. Comparing this to his other albums is so much different too, because Black Swan, his debut album in 2017, 18 songs, 1 hour and 3 minutes. Okay, great album. I mean, it was definitely very digestible for the most part. Noir, 18 songs in 58 minutes. Love for Rent in 2022, he came back, 15 songs in 51 minutes. A little bit shorter, but Maybe in Nirvana is definitely his shortest project. And I honestly don't know if he's trying to go for like a mixtape type of vibe here because it's a lot shorter, first of all. Second of all of the other album covers have him getting his hair done. Like Black Swan has his hair getting done. Noir has him on like a TV or something. I don't know if he's in like a toaster or something, but it looks like he's getting his hair done. Even on Love for Rent, he's getting his hair done with a group of people. But this one, he's just shaking his dreads. Just a chill, nonchalant dreadhead. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess in a way that this album almost did not exceed my expectations because of the fact that it was so different. But the more I listen to it, the more I kind of like get a vibe of it because I know what I'm getting into now. It's definitely very different, and this is one of those albums that's I feel like it's going to grow on me over time. I've seen a lot of mixed perceptions on this album so far, and yeah, I think the album cover is definitely interesting. It's not what we're used to, and a lot of this is just not what we're used to. We have a lot more Smino getting off of the beat time, like kind of like a little bit off beat but on beat type of flows on here. Like you can tell that he's kind of getting bored with just the normal flow, so he's starting to like mix it up a lot, experiment a lot, making a bunch of weird noises. And it's already interesting because Smino was already known for that. Like he was already known for having a nice tempo or a nice type of like ad-libs in there, and he definitely went in a different type of bag on this. Like he like definitely exemplified, is it the right word? I don't know what the word exemplified means. I don't know, but we're going to talk about this first song here. It's called Intro, and I thought it was all right. I mean, when I was really tired, I didn't really, it didn't grasp onto me too much, but Dear Friend, I definitely think was interesting. And this was the biggest moment where I realized that this album was going to be incredibly different because just the overall style on this, like the instrumental compared to his voice, was definitely very different. Then we get into Ready, Set, Goku, and I was like, okay, maybe we're going to get back to like normal, regularly scheduling programming. But Ready, Set, Goku was also incredibly weird. The flows on here were a little bit more digestible. However, it was still very weird. And then we get to the title track, Maybe in Nirvana, and I still think that this is one of the best on the track list. I think that my friend, I listened to this album with my friend, he thought it was a little bit boring for a while, but I feel like as time adjusts, like you'll enjoy it more. And I feel like this album is a lot more enjoyable if you are already a Smino fan. If this is like your introduction to Smino, I would not recommend this being your first Smino album because you need to understand the vision of Smino first, because this is a lot of digesting that you got to do to like this album fully. I think that the song Lee was also probably the weirdest song on the track list, which is kind of impressive because how weird this track list was. Taquan with Raven Lene was incredible. I think that Raven did an incredible job on here. I like the overall vibe of this song. I think it was probably maybe the best track on here. I mean, maybe it's far-fetched. I think it was an incredible song, though. In Sync was also a very nice type of song. I feel like this is where we get a little bit back into the normal Smino that we're used to. And he continues that with Miss Joyce. And Bun B also had an incredible feature. I feel like the features on here were incredible. at matching the chemistry with. They just had good chemistry in general with Smino, and I feel like he definitely had a great job flowing on here with Smino. So congratulations to Bun B. And then Honouns featuring Thundercat and Reggie was interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was definitely interesting. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this song yet, but I still think that it was pretty good for the most part. Glowfi with Raven Lene again, and I think that Raven did an incredible job. I feel like Raven was one of the most impressive parts of this album. Very key factor on here. And that is the actual end of this track list. It's only 10 songs, and a part of me wants more, and then the other part of me is like, I'll accept a 10-song album from Smino. I hope that he has some more stuff in the future, though, because I believe Smino promised that he had 3 entire albums prepared for this year, and we only ended up getting 1, unless Smino plans on dropping a bunch more albums, which would be very interesting. I think that would be pretty cool. But with that being said, I think overall that this album is a 7.5 out of 10. I think that this might be his worst project, but that does not mean it's bad. Similar to Kendrick Lamar dropping GNX, I think it was not up to par with the rest of his projects, but I think it was intentional in a way. It was like a lot more expressive. I feel like Smino was just having fun on this record, and I think that definitely shows. And there's also, don't get me wrong, bro, I had some incredible times listening to this album, bro. Like, I listened to this so many times over the past, couple of hours, a couple of days, today and yesterday. I've been bumping this album so much that my ears are gonna fall off, bro. Like, I'm talking about, this makes me want to dance, bro. Here's me dancing to not this song, but it's a different song. Here's me dancing, bro. Double cap cut outro.